Design number 6. Model Cottage. A floor plan from 1857. This design has been prepared to illustrate the views set forth in the opening chapter with regard to the real needs of a small family home in the country, and may be supposed to be arranged for the use of a man of simple habits with some refinement of taste. Such a man would be a lover of hospitality, fond of fresh air, free space, and an easy life, and willing to take advantage of all reasonable modern improvements in the art of living comfortably. But, from choice as much as necessity, being economical in his requirements, he would have as strong an aversion for empty display as for scanty baldness in arrangement or detail. The plan shows an entrance porch and small hall, in which are hat and cloak closets. All the family accommodation provided on this floor is a parlor communicating with a dining room, and both opening onto a wide veranda. The parlor has a large bay projection, with seat round it, and the dining room is fitted up with a bookcase, B, a sideboard recess, R, and connects with a roomy pantry, in which is a lift, L, a sink, S, a china closet, a row of shelves, and a hanging table. The dining room also communicates with a garden entrance lobby, fitted up with a washstand, and connecting with a water closet. The staircase hall is shut off from the main hall, and the basement staircase, opening onto the pantry, is partitioned off from the principal staircase, thus all necessary privacy is ensured. The basement plan explains itself, cellarage being obtained by excavating under the veranda. The chamber plan supplies a family bedroom, with dressing room, large closets, and bathroom attached. It also connects with a small bedroom that has an entrance from the hall. A water closet is provided close to the bathroom, and one other guest's bedroom, as will be seen on the plan. And a linen room under the roof of pantry building completes the accommodation on this floor. In the attic are 2 good bedrooms, a store closet, and a large garret. Another bedroom might be finished off, if preferred. The wooden outside porch is proposed to be finished with an open timber roof, the rafters being plain smooth and chamfered on the edge, and the boarding being matched and beaded. Provision is also made here for fitting sashes in the panels, and for hanging an outer door when required. Such a porch should be paved in preference to being boarded, and as permanent seats are planned on each side, and the projection from the house is 10 feet, an arrangement of this sort will be found by the inmates a very tolerable substitute for a veranda when the sun is shining on the opposite side of the house. The large bay projection in the parlor is proposed to be constructed of the same materials as the walls of the house, with 3 sash windows fitted into it. The ceiling is intended to be of the same height as the room, and to have a balcony over it accessible from the chamber above. By finishing the bay projection without an interior arch, the apartment will be much increased in apparent dimensions, as the eye is naturally apt to judge of the size of a room by the boundary lines of the cornice. There are several methods of treating such an arrangement of a bay projection in a satisfactory manner internally. The other living room, which should be library and dining room in one, might appropriately be finished with Georgia pine, unpainted, and a molded skirting. Or wainscoting, about 2 feet 3 inches high round the sides, would connect the various openings together in an agreeable and not very expensive manner. The exterior of this house is simply designed. There is no attempt to make it all corners and all gables, or to evade the fact that it is a straightforward, rectangular house. But, at the same time, an effort has been made to give it a somewhat picturesque character in the arrangement of the roof and dormer windows. The slight curve at the eaves helps materially to reduce the hardness and angularity of line that would otherwise be somewhat prominent in such a simple arrangement of roof. It will also be observed that, as the principal gable is wider than the entrance hall, the parlor window, which is naturally planned in the center of the room, would appear one-sided on the exterior elevation, if some precaution were not taken to avoid this disagreeable effect. A slightly projecting pier, arranged to receive the rain-water pipe, is therefore introduced at the angle, and the balance is thus restored, as the windows appear now to be planned in the center of the panel thus formed. And a corresponding arrangement is, of course, adopted on the staircase side of the hall, so that the necessary uniformity may be preserved. Such a house as this could be fairly built for $3,000 with a simple internal finish, and is equally fitted for a brick, wood, or stone construction. An agreeable and, in every way, suitable and rural effect would be produced if the walls were built of quite rough blue or brown stone, in small pieces about the size of a man's 2 hands, well fitted together and grouted with mortar as the work proceeds, leaving a tolerably regular surface on the front, all the angles of the building, and the dressings of doors and windows, being of fair red brick, judiciously disposed. The mortar used in the walls should have about 1/8 cement mixed with the lime, to give it a brown tinge throughout, both to the stone and brickwork. When the stone used in rural buildings of moderate size is large, the brickwork looks mean in comparison, but this objection does not apply when the stones are small and the work rough. When the corners and openings are trimmed with dressed stone, the expense is great and the monotony of color is unrelieved. And when white mortar is used, the joints in the rough stonework attract too much attention. If the woodwork to a house constructed in this way were finished of a rich brown color, obtained either by oiling real wood or judicious painting, and ivy and creepers were trailed against the walls, the effect of color would be most agreeable and refreshing if the house were situated, as it should be, on a lawn among trees. And the walls of such a house would never require any outside painting or pointing, which would be a manifest advantage.